I know we're expecting a few more, but I think we'll get started because there's a lot to cover today. So, welcome to the Helix webinar series. Today's session and the first of our Ops Swarmer GPT workshops we're going to be covering today. We are going to be joined a little bit later on by our product management team. So, if you do have questions around Ops Swarmer, we will hopefully endeavour to be able to answer those as well. But today's session is going to be run by Kunal. He will do his formal introduction shortly. Just a couple of reminders if this is your first workshop. We are running a lot of these workshops over the period of the next couple of weeks in February and March, and we will start adding more beyond March if required. So we have got workshops for not only Ops Swarmer, but we've got Employee Navigator, Insight Finder, Service Catalog Curator, Service Collaborator, and a few of the other workshops we've been running in the past as well. We will go through a slide later just to remind you where to see all this content. The other reminder is we've got the Q&A section of Zoom. So if you do have any questions during Kunal's presentation and demo, please put them in there. We're joined by his team that can answer the questions. And as mentioned earlier, we will hopefully be joined by product management a little bit later on. So until that time, you will remain muted. Do put your questions in. I'm now going to turn it over to Kunal to get us started. Over to you, Kunal.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining today. I'm really excited to be here to walk you through this workshop on Ops Swarmer configuration. My name is Kunal Panigrahi, and I'm part of the Helix Adoption Advisory team. I have been working with BMC and now Helix for over 15 years, and I'm based out of Houston. In my role, I focus on helping customers maximize the adoption, value, and maturity of their Helix solutions. Today is all about configuring Ops Swarmer. By the end of this workshop, you will walk away with clear step-by-step understanding of the key prerequisites and the overall configuration framework and how all this comes together in a real-world use case. With that, let's get started and take a look at today's agenda. We'll start by walking through the overall workshop structure so you know what exactly to expect from today's session. First, we will review the technical prerequisites to make sure your environment is fully compliant and ready for configuration. From there, I'll give you a high-level overview of Ops Swarmer, and then we will move on to the hands-on configuration, where I'll walk through the setup steps and finally a live use case demo. So why we are here today? The primary objective of this session is to provide a clear understanding of the requirements for configuring Ops Swarmer across both Helix ITSM and Helix AIOps. To accomplish this, we will be navigating through several key platforms that you are already familiar and also you will be using in your day-to-day operations. This includes Helix ITSM, Innovation Studio, HelixGPT Agent Studio, and Helix Service Monitoring and AIOps. We'll also be integrating with Microsoft Teams to complete the end-to-end setup. As Sam mentioned, I'm also joined today by a team of experts who are dedicated to monitor our Q&A channel throughout the session. If you run into any of the challenges or have any technical questions, please post them there right away. While we may not be able to address every question, but we will try to make sure that we get back to you with a response. And we are also happy to schedule one-on-one deep dive sessions on request. Ultimately, our goal is to leave this workshop with a clear and comprehensive understanding of every configuration step required to bring Ops Swarmer live in your environment. Moving on, I would like to officially introduce you to Ops Swarmer. Ops Swarmer is designed to orchestrate AI agents within Microsoft Teams to make IT operations smarter, faster, and more effective. At its core, Ops Swarmer unifies the HelixGPT AI agent fleet into a context-aware, powerful assistant. It doesn't just respond to requests, and it also actively orchestrates, facilitates, and accelerates incident swarming and resolution, while also helping drive post-incident and post-mortem actions, all within the Microsoft Teams experience. What this really means is that Ops Swarmer helps redefine the role that chat interfaces play in IT operations. Instead of being passive communication tool, passive communication tool, it is going to make Microsoft Teams an intelligent, action-driven workspace where collaboration, insight, and execution come together. From an outcome perspective, OpsSwarmer delivers four key benefits. First, it enables an integrated real-time response, bringing people, data, and context together instantly inside Microsoft Teams. Second, it provides automated expert management, ensuring the right subject matter experts are identified, brought into the swarm based on the context and history. Third, it delivers contextual ITSM and AIOps insights, surfacing critical information directly in the conversation without forcing teams to switch tools. And finally, it creates unified situational awareness. So everyone involved in the incident is aligned around the same information, timeline, and understanding. Together, these capabilities allow teams to resolve incident faster, collaborate more effectively, and capture knowledge automatically without ever leaving the collaboration space. Moving on to the prerequisites. And again, before we actually go on to the configuration, let's start reviewing the prerequisites that are required to successfully configure OpsSwarmer. This ensures your environment is ready and avoids any blockers as we go through the setup steps. First, from a BMC Helix environment perspective, you will need Helix Service Management along with Innovation Studio, HelixGPT Agent Studio. We started supporting OpsSwarmer from 25.3 onwards, and in my demo today, I'll be using 25.4.1. You may need a hotfix depending on the version and patch level of your Helix ITSM. So please feel free to reach out to us, and we will be able to guide you further on that. From a roles and permission standpoint, admin access is required for all these Helix Service Management tools. For AIOps related capabilities, AIOps use cases must be live along with HelixGPT for AIOps must be configured with a deployed fine-tuned model to enable AIOps driven insights. Next is the LLM subscription requirement. OpsSwarmer supports either OpenAI 4.1 or 4.1 mini or Google Vertex Gemini 2.5. You will need to have the LLM connection details available including the API endpoint URL, API key, and deployment name. Finally, OpsSwarmer integrates directly with Microsoft Teams and the Azure portal. To complete the setup, you will need admin level roles and permissions in both Microsoft Teams and Azure, which are required for the bot creation and app registration. Okay. Now, before I go into the OpsSwarmer configuration process, it is needed to understand the foundational system components that will be either created or updated. I have categorized it as a 4-step configuration framework. First part is in HelixGPT Agent Studio. It starts with a model, which I had listed as a prerequisite. It is to set up the connection of your AI service provider. This allows HelixGPT to successfully communicate with your LLM. Similarly, you would need the HelixGPT for AIOps to be configured as well. Once that initial connection is established, the rest of the configuration involves creating few other core components, like an agent. We use the collaboration supervisor agent, which facilitates real-time communication and accelerates incident resolution by coordinating stakeholders within collaboration platform like Microsoft Teams here. Secondly is the skill, which calls the collaboration supervisor agent. A channel within the skill where MS Teams configurations are associated with BMC Helix Ops Swarmer agent. As a best practice, we always recommend to create new agents and skills by copying over configuration from the out-of-box components, because those might get updated with version changes. Moving to the second part of the MS Teams, which is the MS Teams and Azure. OpsSwarmer relies on Microsoft Teams as its primary platform for team collaboration. In order to enable seamless integration, certain admin tasks must be performed by Microsoft Teams and Azure administrators. The core components are bot creation, app creation, and publishing the app. In today's configuration demo, as most of our audience are from Helix side, I'll be showing you an existing MS Teams set app and the key information that are needed from the MS Teams side so that OpsSummer configuration can be completed. However, in our configuration document, we will cover all the steps with screenshots, which you can share with your MS Teams and Azure admin to complete their part. On the third part, uh, we will come back to HelixGPT Agent Studio and update the channel with the bot information that is created in part 2, and also uh, update the bot and client details in the MS Teams graph as an information source. Finally, we will log into Helix ITSM mid-tier and create or update collaboration room configuration settings and centralized configurations. Okay. We'll switch to a configuration demo and use cases. And for bandwidth purposes, I will just turn off my video so that I can focus on the demo. Let me start sharing my screen. Okay, so right now I'm at in the Helix portal where I can see all the tiles and solutions that are available to me. And as I mentioned earlier, we'll start off with the Innovation Studio. So I'll click and launch Innovation Studio. Now I'll go to the application launcher on the top right, and I'll launch HelixGPT Agent Studio. Now in HelixGPT Agent Studio, first we will be working on the LLM configuration. So I'll go to the settings on the top right here, expand HelixGPT, connections, AI service provider. These are all the service provider samples that are there. So we would like to click on add. And here we need to populate the vendor, the name, API key, version, endpoint URL, and uh, API key, and finally the default configuration. I would like to show you what is already configured in my environment. So if I scroll down here, so Azure OpenAI, this is what I have already configured. So you can see I have populated all the information with the endpoint URL, API key, and the default config as well. So if I do a test connection here, I should see a successful connection. So for all the GPT connections that I'm going to use today, I'm going to use Kunal GPT 4.1 as my AI service provider. Now, as I mentioned earlier, um, Helix GPT for AIOps also needs to be configured. So in my environment, it's already configured. So I would like to show you that. So I'm using Google Vertex AI, and the name is Helix GPT v6. I have provided the endpoint ID, credentials, and the default configuration as well. Okay. With this, the AI service provider configuration is validated, and I'm going to go next to the agents. So on the top panel, you can see skills, agents, tools, and testing. So I'll go to agents. OpsSwarmer uses a collaboration supervisor agent. So if I just type in, I can see collaboration supervisor. So and again, this is the default one. So we are not gonna use the default one, but we are gonna copy the configuration and create a new one. So what I'm gonna do is I'll create a duplicate tab, and here I click on Add Agent. So I'll start by typing in my agent name. This is a supervisor agent. Provide the description. And this is the provider that I have to select, Azure OpenAI, and the one that I showed you earlier, HelixGPT 4.1. Save and next. Now comes the instructions. For this, we will again go back to the default one, click on instructions, and we will copy the instructions from the default collaboration supervisor agent. Save and next. Now here we have to select all the tools that are needed by the agent. So we'll start off with AIOps chat agent handoff. Get current chat ID, chat incident ID, and find incident. These are the three that we have to select. And then we'll move to next, where we have to select the agent fleet or the sub agents that is going to support our agent. We have to select AIOps chat agent, collaboration ITSM, Microsoft Teams, and participant recommendation agent. Now our HelixGPT OS agent workshop 1 is created successfully. You can see the message on the top. Now we'll come to the skills tab from the top, and we'll select our application as Helix Ops Swarmer. And we are gonna, as I mentioned earlier, the by default collaboration agent, this is the skill that is being used, but we are going to create a new one with a similar configuration. So I'll click on add skill. I'll provide a name. I'll leave the type as regular. Again, the same exercise of selecting the AI service provider, Azure OpenAI, and then the one that I did the test connection. And then the instruction type is agent. This is the agent-based skill, not prompt-based skill. So click on add. Now this add, so this is skill is added. Now we'll add the rest of the configuration into it. So click on highlight the HelixGPT OS skill workshop 1, the skill that just got created. I click on the agent, and then I'm going to search for the agent that I got that I created earlier. HelixGPT OS agent workshop 1. I'll select this, hit apply. No change in search settings. In channels, I'll create, add a new channel, and I select Microsoft Teams, and then add. I'll provide a name here. Because I do not have the Microsoft bot ID and the Microsoft app password yet, I'm going to put in some dummy values here. But the key information to take away from here is the webhook URL. So we'll copy this webhook URL because this webhook URL will be needed in the Microsoft Teams bot setup. So we'll copy this, keep it handy somewhere. Then click on save. On the configure tab, there is a JSON formatted configuration. We need to make sure that we add a new line, but making the keeping the JSON format intact. And the new line is Azure bot true? So what I did was just add a comma at the end of the original configuration, and then added a new line, is Azure bot true? Click on hit apply. Now under general, this is an optional. You can add a welcome message. Click on edit. This welcome message is shown when you launch the bot. So I'm going to just add welcome. You have been added to this swarm, and we'll save it. This actually completes the first section where we do all the configuration on HelixGPT Agent Studio. But before I move on to the Microsoft Teams side, I would like to show the same setup that I'm gonna the live setup from my environment, which is demo app to collaborator agent. So if you see here, I've done the same thing. Azure OpenAI, the agent. This is the agent that I had created for this particular skill. Channels. This is the webhook URL for the skill, and you can see I have already populated the bot ID and password from Microsoft Teams. Now we will be moving on to the Microsoft Teams setting to configure the bot app and publish the application. So I would like to highlight here as most of you are Helix users and would not have access to MS Teams Azure admin privileges. I will not be doing a step-by-step configuration, but would show you an existing bot and app that I have already configured, which is working in my environment. However, our configuration document will have all the information required with screenshots for MS Teams and Azure sites that you can share with your admins, Microsoft Teams admin. Now, let me launch. There are a couple of steps that we need to take on the Microsoft Teams side. So let me launch Teams Developer Portal. So within Developer Portal, we need to create a bot first. So if I go to Tools, under Bot Management, so you can, as I mentioned earlier, Demo App was the skill that I had created. The corresponding bot is called Demo Bot 2. So if I click on this existing Demo Bot 2, you can see that the endpoint address that I got from the demo app skill from the channel configuration is populated here. So this is the connection where HelixGPT and Microsoft Teams handshake is happening. Now, other thing that to be noted from the bot creation is the client secret. So you need to create a client secret and save the client secret, because you can use during creation only you can see the client secret, but you have the option, if you miss, you have the option to create new client secrets again. Now within the So this actually confirms the bot creation, completes the bot creation, but then we have to go and create the app. So I'm going to highlight a few things from the existing app, which is demo app 2. So the key thing to be taken from here is when you are creating the app, when the Teams admin is actually creating the app, they need to make sure that they add the bot that was created in the step 1, and then finally publish this particular application. There are a few other things that on permissions that you need to complete, and then finally publish the uh, um, application. And basically, this is you are submitting the application to be published. And again, in Azure portal, you'll be able to finally publish it. Now we go to Azure portal. You click on app registrations, click on all applications. This is the same bot that we created, I had already created, demo bot 2. So from this page, there are a few things that we need to um, copy, and this information would be needed back uh, again in the Helix side to configure. So the application client ID, the directory tenant ID, and you have already copied the client secret from the bot side. There are a few other steps that needs to be taken within Azure, and then we will go to publishing the app, and the publishing of the application can be done within MS Teams Admin Center. So I will launch MS Teams Admin Center. Under Teams app on the left navigation panel, if I expand, I see Manage Apps. So these are all the apps MS Teams is actually using. So I will search for my app, and at this stage, my app demo app 2 is already published. So you can see the publishing status as published. But if it is not published, you will have the option to publish it. Like when you create it for the first time, you'll have the option to publish it. Once the application is published, you click on the demo app 2, and there is an external app ID. This is also an ID that needs to be copied over and saved, that because we'll be using it again back in to complete the configuration. This actually completes the MS Team setup. And I know that I did not show you the creation steps. I just highlighted on an existing application, but would like to reiterate that the configuration document that we will be sharing after the webinar will have all the instructions, step-by-step instructions with screenshots that your Microsoft Teams and Azure admin can follow to complete this, complete the app creation, bot creation, and publishing, and then they can share the relevant IDs that are needed uh, to configure back in Helix side. Now we will go back to part 3 of the configuration framework, which is back in HelixGPT Agent Studio. So if I come back to HelixGPT Agent Studio, so now I'm going to show you from the existing demo app to a skill that I had. So I'll come to demo app 2 skill, and then go directly to the channel section, highlight the channel, click on edit, And this is the place where we will update the bot ID and the client secret that was created that was generated during the bot creation. Now, on again on the Helix GPT Agent Studio, we will go to Settings, expand Helix GPT, and then Connections, Information Sources. Here you can see MS Team Graph. If you click here and open it, you will see it is in edit connection mode. And this is the place where you also have to update some of the IDs from Microsoft Teams along with the client secret. So the client ID, the tenant ID, and the client secret needs to be updated in MS Teams graph information sources. And again, this MS Teams graph information source is already existing. We just have to come and populate with the right information captured from Microsoft Teams side. This completes part 3 of the um, configuration framework. Now we will launch into Helix ITSM mid-tier and complete rest of the configuration. So I'm logging into my mid-tier right now. Here we will open the collaboration room configuration settings, and we'll be updating a global setting over there. It's loading. Okay, there it is. So I can easily go and edit the URL to launch collaboration room configuration settings by replacing this part cfg:/configuration setting. Now, once I'm in the collaboration room configuration settings, if it has never been done, I just do a quick search. And for me, it is already configured with the demo app too, right? So that's when there is an already idea existing. So I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to show you what are the information that needs to be edited or updated here. So the company is going to be set as global. You get the tenant ID from Microsoft Teams. You got the client ID from Microsoft Teams, the secret key again from Microsoft Teams, and the chat type you have to select from the drop down as MS Team, and the mid-tier base URL, which is again up to your base URL up to ARSys. Once that is done, you save it, and we are done with the collaboration room configuration settings. The next setting that we need to do is on the centralized configuration. So to go to the centralized configuration, we go launch here, AR system admin console, expand system on the left, general, and then centralized configuration. There is a component selection drop down here. So there are multiple components, but we'll be touching only 2 components here. The first one is AR system BMC ARSys ITSM, and you click on the asterisk here. And what we need to add is enable request Ops Swarmer with a value of true. In my environment, I have already done it, so that's why I'm just highlighting it to you. But if it is on your environment, it is not there. You just have to click on add, and the name should be enable request Ops Swarmer, and the value is true. Click on apply. the next component that we need to update is com.bmc.arcs.server.shared. And again, you click on the star here. And then there is a setting called chatbot ID. If it is not there, you can just again follow the same process. Click on add. Click on update the chat. Like if you click on add, then the name is chatbot ID, and the value here is the external app ID from the Teams admin center portal. We are dealing with multiple IDs from Teams. So this chatbot ID is actually the external app ID from Microsoft Teams. With this, the part 4 is complete. And this actually completes the configuration of Ops Swarmer and the integration between HelixGPT and Microsoft Teams. Now we'll jump into a real world use case. So I'll close from here. I'll start off with an incident. Now, I would like to show you how Ops Swarmer accelerates incident resolution by bringing together the right people, the right context, and the right AI-driven insights all within Microsoft Teams. Instead of jumping across multiple consoles, Ops Swarmer centralizes the collaboration, intelligence, and decision-making in one place. Think of it as an AI teammate that orchestrates swarms, surface insights, and automates your documentation, like feedback into the incident. Now let me launch Smart ID, and I'll pick one of the existing incident. So here you see there is a critical incident that is assigned to Prisha Patel with a summary of instabanking.com, and there is a WebLogic error out of memory. So if I open this, so Prisha Patel is the service desk agent that has already received this critical agent, and now this is already has been upgraded as a major incident. And because it is a major incident, we already see Liam Shea as assigned major incident manager and Seth Potter as communication coordinator. Now, Prisha, instead of manually creating a meeting invite, adding the right people, she comes here and just clicks on launch ChatOps or launch Ops Swarmer, depending on the version that you have. So if you click on launch Ops Swarmer, it already found out that Prisha, Seth, and Liam are part of this particular incident. They're working on it. So, and once I click on create, it launches Microsoft Teams. The only thing that I would like to highlight here is you need to make sure that pop-up is enabled, and you allow all the pop-ups for Microsoft Teams, or else it's not going to launch this particular window. Okay, let me launch my Teams. I'll bring up my Teams window. You can see here it created the right incident, a chat with the right incident ID and the correct summary. Now, as Liam is a major incident manager, I would like to query the bot and ask some questions. So to launch, I'll to call demo apps, which is my bot here. I'm going to call demo app 2. Can you show me the details of incident? And I'll provide the incident ID. So from within Teams chat, now I can get all the information about the incident. So it is going to fetch the information from ITSM and provide all the information right in front of me. And again, if you can see, There are Liam, Prisha, and Seth are already part of this particular chat. Now, few other prompts that I can query is to my bot here is show me similar incidents like ending with 3080 from the past. So now HelixGPT is scanning the historical data to find patterns, and it is looking for other issues that might have happened. This again prevents us from reinventing the wheel and helps the team to see if a previous workaround or anything that has already been done or followed. If it is not right now, let's see if I can make a different query. And again, every time you make a question, it is gonna learn. So I'm gonna from past. Let's see if it is able to find anything. Again, in my environment, if there is not much information, oh yeah, it is able to find. So there are some of the incidents from the past it is able to find. And now I would like to see if the bot is able to provide me any participant recommendation. So I'm gonna call demo app to show me some participant recommendation for this incident. So rather than guessing who can help, Ops Swarmer analyzes the historical incidents and suggest who is this SME who can actually resolve this issue. So if you can see here, Mia has worked on similar incidents. Cassie has also worked on similar change requests. So with this information that the major incident manager has right now, they can actually add another user. But before adding Mia or Cassie to the group to further work on it, I would like to show you one more prompt here. Demo app to add a work note to the incident. We are actively swarming and addressing the issue. We have reviewed the historical incidents. Now the application and the application SME are being involved. So we have decided that Mia Ramirez will be added back to this chat. Now using the Microsoft Teams feature, I'm going to add Mia into the chat. Include all chat history and add. Now on a different screen, I would like to show you. So I have logged in here as Mia. And if you see here, she has been added to this chat. Now as Mia, she is the DevOps engineer or the app owner. She would like to investigate further or a deep dive on this particular issue. So she can query or ask the bot at demo, show me work notes from this incidents. So it is going to connect back to the incident and provide all the information like what activities has already been taken on this. So this is all the information that it is able to find from the incident. Now, as she is from the app owner, she would like to do some more research on this issue. She's gonna call demo app 2. Show me situation summary for this incident. Now, situation summary is actually coming from HelixGPT for AIOps, which basically synthesizes the current status, impact on the service, which is Insta banking here, correlate events, and it provides Mia with the entire details from a service monitoring perspective. And it also provides the link to to the to the situation directly, and it provides a topology of the causal node here as well. Now Mia can launch into service monitoring and look at situation directly within service monitoring console. This she can access directly from the Teams chat link. But before we resolve the issue, I would like to show you some other prompts that are also that could be very useful to the team here. Show me the best action recommendation for this incident. Now, again, we see the HelixGPT for AIOps use case again here, and it is going to pull the best action recommendation from service monitoring and provide you step-by-step details of what tasks can be taken care to be followed and resolve this particular issue. Another use case from HelixGPT for AIOps is we'll call demo app to show me log analysis for this incident. If there are any log analysis associated to this particular situation, demo app 2 can actually pull that information right in front of the entire team in the Teams chat. And note that everybody in the team are actually have access to this particular chat. I'm getting the pop-ups as well. So it is able to find the log insights for the situation with the detailed information that has been captured within service monitoring. Now, Mia being the DevOps or the app owner SME, she can come in to the situation and actually resolve this issue. So she sees that, okay, this is the impact score of this particular event is 22, and that is the causal node. She can click, see if there is an automation available, yes, and she would like to run the automation and resolve the issue. So in my demo environment, I'm able to close that particular event. Now I go back to the chat and would like to add a note, work note, saying that demo app to add work note to the incident. The issue is resolved after rolling back the changes by running the automation. So it is going to give you a prompt back saying that the work note has been added successfully. I would like to get a chat summary of this particular incident. So I can call the bot and show me show me the chat summary of the incident. It is going to pull the chat details, what has been discussed. Yes. Demo bot. Again, it tried to clarify Microsoft Teams or other platform. So here is a detailed chat summary. What has happened? Who are the participants when they joined? And now I would like to add this chat summary to the incident, just as a reference point of what has been already done and how we have resolved the issue. Add chat summary to the incident. So this is going to add this particular chat summary it showed above into the incident as a note. Now, I would like to show one more thing about postmortem analysis of the incident. So I'm going to ask demo app, show me postmortem analysis for this particular incident. Now, finally, it generates a comprehensive postmortem. This includes timeline, participants, and lessons learned. What used to, again, what could take long hours of manual documentation. Now it should be ready for review, and then everybody can actually uh, leave this particular chat. So it starts off with the incident information, the situation, the root cause classification, similar situations from past, and then 5 whys. Finally, the root cause, category, and reasoning. And again, it highlighted that, again, in my use case, it was a human error. So it was able to find out that, yes, after rollback, the issue was resolved. So it is a human error. So with Ops Swarmer, swarming becomes intelligent, contextual, and automated. Your teams stay aligned. AI handles the heavy lifting, and this will definitely will drop the MTTR. This is how organization move from reactive firefighting to proactive and with AI-driven operations. So this concludes the demo. Let me pull up the slides again. So we have put some of the documentation links here, videos, the models, skill, and the ops summer documentation here. So and again, these are live links. So once you have the PDF format of the PowerPoint, you should be able to click here and get through it. Moving on. Sam, over to you.
Thank you. Okay, so just a quick reminder, and we're quite fortunate to be joined by our product management team, so I'm sure they may have something to add to this as well. We work very closely with Gartner and also Trust Radius. We would love to get your feedback just on our products. So if you do get time, please scan the QR code, or there's the links that are embedded into the slide. We will be sharing the slides out today, so if you haven't got the time to do it right now, that's absolutely okay. Gartner do give a gift reward for those that do fill it out and get published, and it's something that we work very closely with industry standards. So we'd love to get your feedback. If we can just move on to the next slides, which are education slides. Just want to do a bit of a plug for the team that I work for, which is customer success education as well, which is going to follow shortly. But for those that are quite new to these workshops, we do actually have community pages. We would love to see you there. You'll see the two links at the bottom of this slide. One of them is to show you the upcoming calendar, which we're updating every few days. And then there's also the workshop group. And within there, we do a summary each week on the workshops that we do. So on average, we're running about 2 a week. They do alternate between service collaborator, service catalog curator, insight finder, and also we're now doing employee navigator and ops swarmer. So if there is anything missing or you want any assistance, if you want to write into the workshop group, you'll see there's an ability to ask a question. And the team that are on here today are also on there. They can answer your questions as well. And if we need any further assistance, we collaborate with the wider BMC Helix team. So we will be sharing those out. As I mentioned, they get updated regularly, and anyone that's asked for the content today, we will get the content updated updated, edited, and put out onto YouTube. And I will be sharing that in the thank you. And that also includes, as Kanal mentioned at the start, we will share the configuration guide. I was finding when I was sending it out prior to these sessions, not everyone was getting them. So I will make sure that they reach you at the end of the session. Okay, next slide, Kunal. So yes, the team I was mentioning, Helix Learning, the wider team of customer success, we're really proud to say that we've got a couple of web-based training courses that we would highly recommend, and they're all tied quite nicely into these workshops that we're running. So if you are interested, we will be showing you how you can sign up for those in the next slide that we're going to share. If you want to click to the next one. So in there, if you type the recommended courses in the search filter, you'll be able to find those and sign up. I will also be sending out with the thank you email a code you can use to get 15% discount as well. And just as a recommendation, I spoke with our education representatives, and the next slide that we've got will just explain where we would recommend you get started. So AI microlearning courses, we say, is a must-do of all of the web-based training. So we've recommended the names at the top. So those are the ones you can type into the search. And again, if you have any problems, feel free. Most of you have probably reached out at some point to me on a webinar or somewhere else that if you do need any help, I can help direct you with the team. Or you can send an email to education@bmc.com and they will help you find the correct course. And then there's also the ILTs, which is instructor-led. So if you want it a bit more personal or you want customized training, you can reach out to the education team and they can run those sessions for your company if you've got more than a few people that you want to train. And we would be recommending you take the GPT 25.x, the administering course, and also the one for service management at the bottom, which is the associate. I think that is probably all I want to cover, Canal. Thank you for obviously presenting a lot to go through today, and we hope that everyone's enjoyed the session. This is the first Ops Swarmer, so we would love to get your feedback as well. The team that are here in this panels, they will be reaching out to some of you, and we will be following up post-event. But until that point, I know we've had quite a few questions come in that have been answered. I am now going to just check with the team if there's anyone that's supporting you today, Canal, if they've got anything else that they would like to add. And the next thing really is to unmute all of our participants if you do want to speak to us live. So I'll just give you the opportunity as panels. Is there anything you want to add? Maybe Hugo, as you're running this program, do you want to add anything?
Thanks, Ed. Yeah, I just wanted to add that if there's any questions regarding any of our agents and you need any assistance, either with some additional information, an additional demo, or just getting you started on your configuration, we can certainly help with that. Just go ahead and submit a request. You can reach out to your customer success manager, or you can reach out directly through success@bmc.com. But then also via these post-webinar sessions, you'll get a follow-up email in which you'll have the ability to click on a link and just submit your request, which will come into our team, and then we'll coordinate with you. And beyond the configuration and answering questions, we can also help you with planning out an adoption program for you based on the numerous agents that we have to satisfy any of the needs that you're trying to solve for and get you on the right path for that as well.
Thank you, Hugo. And actually, I know we've got Betty that's joined us. Betty and I did a webinar a few weeks ago on Ops Swarmer, which I will share out the recording for those that may have missed it. And Betty, I would like, as we've got the opportunity to have you here, is there anything else that you would want to add just to help support customers on their AIOps Ops Swarmer journey?
Yeah, it sounds good. Hey, if we haven't met, I'm the product manager for OpsSwarmer, and you can reach out to me directly anytime or through customer success. The webinar that Sam mentioned is a good one to look through all the use cases. There's ITSM use cases, there's AIOps use cases. Look through that webinar if you're interested to understand what OpsSwarmer is and the use cases across the different areas. And I also want to mention, thank you for bringing up the ServiceNow integration. I think it was Luzan on the call. I'm happy to work with you directly if you're looking into configuring our OpsSwarmer for your ServiceNow directly. Now, transparently, there are some feature differences between ServiceNow and BMC Helix in the sense that we typically release on BMC Helix first, and then after ServiceNow kind of catches up on the newer features. But that being said, happy to kind of walk through an intimate session with you, whether it's configuration questions or use cases available to you now on OpsSwarmer ServiceNow. I'm happy to have that session as well. Yep. Thanks, Sam, for having me.
Okay, I think you're off the hook, Kunal. Great. So thank you. Thank you for presenting today. Just a reminder, we do have another session coming up. It's a bit of an early one for many of us. We do have an APAC session for Insight Finders. So if you do have any colleagues that are based in the region of APAC or India, we will be running our next workshop on Thursday this week. And we have got some more Ops Swarmer ones coming up. So do take some time to go and have a look at the other sessions, which will take you right up to the end of March.